guys, it's Reagan, and today I'm going to be talking about my Beauty and the Beast live action review. Oh my gosh, guys, it was so good. If you know me, and if you follow my social media accounts, especially my Twitter, you would have seen how excited I was and how many tweets I posted about it before I saw it. I posted so many, and it was so great, and I just love it, I love it, I love it. So here's the thing. They changed a few things, but the things they changed kind of made sense. For example, when Belle was walking through the town, she didn't always walk with her book throughout the whole town, so I was kind of like, I wish they did that, but they changed it. So, it's just some of the things that they changed. I mean, I was kind of a little bit annoyed, but it wasn't too bad. So that's the thing, and that's coming from me. And remember, I'm the biggest Beauty and the Beast fan ever, and I'm one of the biggest critics. And also, throughout it, it gives more backstory. So we find out how Belle's mother died. We find out what happened to the Beast's parents and why he is so temperamental. So it's really neat to find and have more character development, because it's just, I love it because I just love character development. If you watch my Rogue One review, you know how much I love character development and what happens if there isn't character development. So that was really nice, and I didn't really know we needed character development, but we got it, and it was so nice that they added it. And along with other things that they added were some new songs. So they have How Does a Moment Last Forever, and this song, okay, so throughout the movie it's kind of used, but it's not saying the full song. Maurice sings a little bit of it and Belle sings a little bit of it. But I love that song, and it's when Celine Dion sings it in the album, and it's also in the end credits. That song is so good. I listened to it on repeat. It's so good. I made everyone around me listen to it. I'm like, you better listen to this song. I feel like it's gonna win the Oscar, which it might not, because it's 1,000 times or 1,000 weeks too early for the Oscars. But so I really enjoyed that song. Also, there's Days in the Sun, which is the Human Again equivalent, because Human Again was cut. So that song is new, and it's pretty good. It kind of helps get into the Beast backstory. And then there's also Evermore. Evermore is so good. I loved it. The Beast sings it after Belle leaves to find Maurice because he's in trouble, so Belle goes to save him. And he's it's just all about how he will never forget Belle, and it's just so nice. I didn't know he needed it in the original, but so nice, and I just love that moment. Dan Stevens sang it wonderfully, and listening to the album, I was like, oh, it's pretty good, but when I heard it in the movie, it was just so amazing. I was just like, yes. So it was great. It's great, guys. And then also I'm going to talk about my favorite new character, LeFou. Love him. LeFou was my new favorite character, guys. It's really surprising for me to say, because I didn't even care about him in the original, but he wasn't really LeFou anymore. He was Gaston's moral compass. He was a right-hand man. He was hilarious. Josh Gad, come on, you did he did such an amazing job. I just love it. The whole cast was amazing, but Josh Gad was my favorite because it was just, there were so many different layers to LeFou that I really liked, and once again, character development that was bomb. And Luke Evans was great as Gaston. It was kind of interesting, Gaston became a little bit more brutal, and it got a little bit more darker, and I enjoyed that because I was like, oh my gosh, Gaston, for real. And then the Beast was good. Dan Stevens did a really nice job as the Beast. I will tell you, he did seem a little bit meaner in the beginning, but he was back to his old Beast self, and there was some funny one-liners from the Beast. And Emma Watson as Belle was really good. I loved her as Belle. Here's what I was scared about. So I was scared she was going to play Belle like she did for Hermione. Now, hear me out. I know she's a great actress. I've watched her in other things, but I was scared because a lot of times people compare Belle and Hermione as the same person, even though Hermione's a little bit more headstrong. She's a little bit more aggressive than Belle is, and smart girls don't always have to be the same, if that makes sense. There's more layers to them. So I was kind of scared that she was going to go more that route. While Belle was a little bit more aggressive in this one, I would say she kind of fought back a little bit more. It wasn't too much, and I did feel like it was Belle. So I think Emma Watson's performance was great. Her singing was okay. It was a little flat. It was good, but it wasn't, okay. Her singing wasn't great, okay? I'm sorry, Emma, but I loved her, but it wasn't that great. But the music kind of drowned it out, and it wasn't too noticeable because they did auto-tune it a little bit. It was just a little flat and a little too sing-talky for me. So, and I will also tell you that Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts was great. Beauty and the Beast, when she sang that, was really amazing. Lumiere, Ewan McGregor as Lumiere was good. Ian McKellen as Cogsworth is good. I will tell you guys that some of my favorite one-liners were cut, like, Gaston, you are positively primeval. I love that one, and it's like the best, but it wasn't in it. Or glass of water, crust of bread from Cogsworth, and or box of chocolates, flowers, promises you don't intend to keep. Those funny one-liners weren't in it, but Lumiere did have one funny liner that I remembered and was so funny, and it was Cogsworth, a broken clock is only right 2 times a day, and this is not one of those times. That was so funny to me, and I was like, oh, got it. But honestly, the transformation scene was really good. I will tell you guys that I almost laughed though, because some of it was like a little funny, and it may just be because the first time I watched it. And but that was also because I almost cried like right before that. Like I was like on the verge of tears, but I stopped myself. Next time I see it, I probably will cry, but I was like, oh my god, this is so sad. I was like, oh my god. It was like, I don't know. And I feel like, because it was like that we would be trapped forever. In the original, they would just stay objects forever. Like Lumiere would just stay a candlestick. But in this one, they just, every like day, every petal that falls, they get more and more just being those objects. So they just kind of go be a teacup, be a candlestick, you know. So they lose their personality. So that's kind of sad. And the castle is also falling apart. So that's interesting, something they brought new. They also included more in the new Enchantress. So also, but that's kind of obvious if you pay attention for it. So I'm not going to try to spoil that. I will tell you that another thing I kind of didn't like is sometimes the town looked a little CGI when, for instance, Gaston and LeFou were on the hill going back, looking down at the town when they just came back for war or whatever. Just come back from hunting, not war. They were kind of looking at it and it was very CGI. Also, when Belle was like walking around the roof and walking around the castle with Lumiere, sometimes it did look very CGI. Now this is the outside. The inside was perfect. I loved it. But yes. Also, I want to talk about the 3 main scenes that are super important to me and they had to do right. The ballroom scene was super great. I like Belle's dress now. Okay, like I still don't like the bodice, but her actual dress is like not that bad and it did flow right and it was nice. Be Our Guest was great because Lumiere sang it and he did wonderful, and there was explosions, there was plates, there was a lot of stuff going on, and I just loved it. Also Gaston was really good. They added a little bit, they changed it, they had more lines, and they also had a little dance break in it, so that was pretty entertaining and I love that. So Luke Evans and Josh Gad are great. But like, I don't know, it's just an amazing movie, guys. I really encourage you guys to go see it, and probably more than once, because I'm going to go see it a couple times. So if you live by me, maybe you'll see me at my theater. Also, remember to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and whatever, because I posted kind of some stuff about it and it was so funny. And then you could tell how fangirl I got. So I'm Ransball on Twitter, Ransball88 on Twitter, and Ransball on Instagram, if you're wondering. So yeah, thanks guys for watching this video. Please subscribe if you want to subscribe, and also like this video if you liked it. And that's it. Bye guys. I hope you go see that movie, and I hope you love it as much as I did, because I loved it as much as Gaston loves himself, and that's saying a lot. So yes, it's just amazing. Okay, bye guys. Be my guest, be my guest. It's my Beauty and the Beast review. It's gonna be fantastic. Bum bum bum, I'm excited. I'm just gonna gush about it. I love it so much. I got a rose and I'm just sitting there. Also, Chip was not on my thing because I forgot he was on my floor, so don't blame me if you're looking for that. I love Beauty and the Beast.